Hello everyone and welcome to Picture Perfect Presents. Today we're going to be talking about some of the really cool photo gifts you can make using your images and Mylio Photos with the new Printique integration. Before we jump into today's presentation, I do want to let you know that we have a lot of really cool events for you this week and next week especially. We have these sessions running every day, Monday through Friday, where you can learn how to make a different photo gift. And today we're going to be talking about wall art. Tomorrow, I hope you guys can tune in because I'm really excited to share with you how to create a family recipe book. I've put a lot of work into this one, and I think it's going to be a really cool heirloom that you can give to your loved ones. So I hope you guys can tune in for that. That's going to be tomorrow. Make sure you check community.mylio.com/events to find a full list of all of our events. We also have our live Q&A every Tuesday and Thursday, coffee breaks on Friday with some really cool presentations. We'll be talking more about Printique and how this all works on Friday as well. And then we have Lori's sessions. Lori's here today helping out in the chat, sharing some really good links with you guys. And she does sessions every morning at 9:30 a.m. Pacific, and these are targeted sessions on specific topics where you can jump in and ask questions on those topics. She also does a short presentation. They're very, very helpful. If you're new to Mylio Photos or maybe need a refresher because you stepped away for a while, check out Ready, Set, Go at mylio.com/Ready, Set, Go. And that's going to get you all of those foundational tools you need to be successful with Mylio. If you're loving Mylio Photos, I do want to remind you that we have some great holiday promos still going on. I believe they're going to be running here throughout the holidays. I don't know exactly what the expiration date is on this, but if you love Mylio, consider giving it as a gift to a friend or family member. If you purchase a gift card, you also get a couple of months extension to your own subscription, so it's a great win-win situation. With that, let's go ahead and jump into today's topic, and we're going to be talking about creating wall art. And this is one of my favorite things to do because I'm a fine art photographer. I love creating beautiful images that you might want to stick up on your wall. And a company like Printique or any of these print labs out there, they make some beautiful art that is just not practical for most of us to produce at home. We have great photo printers that we can have in our home offices, but a lot of times you're limited by the size and you're limited by what materials you can print on. When you go to an outside print lab, it opens up this world of possibilities of different materials you can print on. And we're going to talk about some of those today, and they're really, really cool. So we're going to go through how to select your photos, how to prep them for printing, uploading them to Printique, and then creating that wall art. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started. The first thing you want to do when you're going through this process, obviously, to select your photos. One of the easiest ways to do that with Mylio is by using quick filters. So just go to your All Photos view, use the by rating, label, and flag, and look for either your flagged images, depending on how you rate things, or your 4 and 5 star images. And that's going to get you in really close to some of that best stuff in your library. So let's go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to jump over here to Mylio. I'm here in All Photos. And if I open up that sidebar, go here to my by rating, label, and flag, I can simply just click my 4 and 5 stars and see some of the best images in my library. And this is a great place to start for finding photos that you might want to print. What I've done is I've actually created an album of some of those images, and I'm going to go ahead and jump to that album and we'll start there. So I've got my wall art here, and I have a handful of images here that I've already printed and one that we're going to print today. So I've already printed these 4, and I'm going to show those to you here in just a moment. Today I'm going to go ahead and print this one, and this is from my recent trip, Thanksgiving week, up to the Central Coast of California. It was a really moody day. It was beautiful out. This is the end of the Cayucas Pier. I framed Morro Rock out there in the distance, and I just think it's a really peaceful scene, and I think it would look really beautiful as a canvas print. So we're going to work on that one. So we selected our photo. The next thing you want to do is prepare it for printing. So you're going to want to make any edits as necessary. Oftentimes when a picture comes straight out of the camera, it needs a little tweak. So a lot of these things you can do directly here in Mylio. You can go ahead and do any crop that you need. So we've got the crop tool here on the right. So maybe if the horizon isn't quite straight, you can straighten that out. We've also got some great editing tools here that you can use to improve your pictures. So these can be very helpful in getting those pictures ready to print. I highly recommend checking out the auto color and the auto tone presets. It's just going to give your picture a nice boost and help it look its best. If your pictures need a little bit of additional help, you can always go to a third-party editor. If I'm doing some creative editing, I love Luminar Neo. Make sure you check out our recent coffee break where we talked about round-trip editing with Luminar Neo and Mylio. And if it needs some fixes or some problem solving, let's say you need to sharpen it. Maybe it's a little soft, has a bit of noise, or maybe it's a really, really small image that you've cropped in and it needs to be bigger in order to print it. Check out Topaz Photo AI. It's a tool that I use all the time for those problem solving things. And I believe Lori's going to go ahead and put some links there into the chat. So if you're interested in checking out those tools, there's some links, some discount codes in there for you. If those are of interest to you, please check those out. But these are the steps I go through before I print. You also want to make sure you have enough resolution to print. So let's go back here to Mylio and just do a quick check. We can go here to the Info tab. And this is a pretty big file. It's an 18 megabyte file and 5300 by 3500 pixels. So I can print this quite large should I choose to do so. So I would say this image is probably ready to print, and we can go ahead and jump to our next step, which is uploading to Printique. So the steps are very, very simple. It's exactly, if you attended yesterday, like we did with that card, is you can choose one or more images. You don't have to do just one at a time, but you can send them directly from Mylio Photos to Printique. And if you're not familiar with Printique, it is a print lab. They're run by Adorama Camera, very reputable company, big company, and they are a fabulous print lab with lots and lots of options that we'll take a look at here in just a moment. So let's go ahead and grab this picture. We're going to click on the share icon here in the right sidebar, go down to post, and we're going to choose Printique. If you are new to Printique, you're going to be either asked to log into an existing account or sign up for a new account. Before you get to this screen, you're going to have that pop up and you'll be prompted to do so. Once you're logged into a Printique account, this is what you're going to see. It's going to put in your file name here, or if you've already added a custom title, you can put that there. You can always click in here and edit that if you like. You can also click Choose Gallery. If you don't, Mylio is just going to put it into a generic Mylio Photos gallery on the Printique website. For what I do, in most cases, that is absolutely fine, but you can always create a new gallery if you're uploading a lot of pictures and you want to stay organized. From there, you need to confirm that this is your content, so you have the right to publish this. It's something that you created and you have the rights to. And to understand that prints can only be shipped to the USA and Canada. So check those two boxes and then click Post. And it's that easy to get your pictures from Mylio to Printique. Now from here, I'm going to go ahead and open up a browser, and we're going to go to the Printique website. So let's go ahead and do that right now. I am already logged in. Luckily, it does save my login here, which makes it very convenient. And today we want to go ahead and we want to create some wall art. So let me jump back over here to the presentation really quick. We've logged in, we've gone to Printique in our browser, and we're going to now create some wall art by going to the wall decor category. So let's go ahead and jump over here to our browser. Up here along the top, you have the different types of things you can create, and we're going to go to wall decor. And now you see here we've got acrylic prints, canvas, frame prints, and all sorts of cool things. I'm going to switch my screen here to show you some of the prints that I've already had done, because this is going to give you an idea of what you might want to have your stuff printed on. So I'm going to start by sharing here a canvas print, and this one turned out beautiful. The colors are nice and vibrant. It's got a very nice texture to it. It's slightly shiny, but not too much. You can see it does have a little bit of reflection with my video lights there. It's a good solid, I don't know, 1.5 inches, 2 inches thick. You can choose whether you want to have the picture mirrored on the edges or wrap the existing images, or even do a black and white edge. And then it's a good quality wood frame. You've got your hanging hardware. So this is a really nice option. And it's something that you can give, and these are actually relatively affordable. And just so you know what sizes I'm showing you today, these are all 8x12s. So that's a canvas. Let me go ahead and move a few things around here, and I'll show you some of the other options. I also have this absolutely gorgeous metal print. This is one of my favorite mediums to print on, and you can see it's very thin, it's very lightweight. It has an aluminum backing frame, So ready to hang, comes with the mounting hardware here. This is also a really nice option. Now I will say this works really well for things that are highly textured, very detailed, like this old rusty bus. Metal might not be the best option for, say, portraits, unless it's something that's really edgy. So that's something to consider. But I love printing on metal. All right, so on we go to the glass print. So this is the first time I ever had a print on glass. It is very reflective. You can see it catching the reflection there of my lights. But the depth and the way this looks, it's just absolutely gorgeous. It's not too terribly heavy, but it is actual glass. It's pretty thin. And then it does come with mounting hardware on the back. Hopefully you can see with the glare there that it is ready to hang. And all of these come with hardware, so it's really, really simple to do. The final one I want to show you is another one that was new to me, which is printing on wood. And I love how this one turned out. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's about 1 inch thick plywood, very high quality. The edges, they're not rounded, but they're not super sharp, so it's a clean edge. It's ready to mount on the back. So just some really beautiful options here that you can consider for your various pieces of art. So whether you're doing pictures of family, you're doing fine art, there's tons and tons of options. So what I'm going to do here for the picture that we talked about, let me jump back here to Mylio really quick. I think this one's going to look really nice on canvas. It's got a little bit of texture to it, and I think it's going to show these details really nicely. So let's go ahead and we're going to do a canvas of this image. So we'll go here to Canvas Prints. So back here in Printique, we went here to Wall Decor and to Canvas Prints. From this page, you can choose your size. Let's go with the 12 by 18 this time. The ones I was showing you on the screen, those were 8 by 12. So it gives you an idea of what size might work. The thing to remember when you're doing wall art is typically they're always going to seem smaller once you get them on the wall. You might have them in your hands and they look huge. You put them on the wall behind your sofa and you're like, ooh, that's not nearly as big as I thought it was going to be. So kind of keep that in mind. Maybe even get out some masking tape, mask off the size that you want, measure it, and that's going to give you a better idea of what size to order. But we're going to go with a 12 by 18 right now and choose Create. And that's going to go ahead and load up the page where you can choose your image. Now, the first thing you can choose is the style that you want the edge. You can do color, wrapped, or mirror. Wrapped is going to actually take that actual 1.5 inches of the edge of your picture and wrap it around the edge. So if you choose this option, you want to make sure your subject is very centered, because otherwise your subject might end up wrapped around the edges of your picture. I often choose mirrored because that takes those edges and it just mirrors it around. It gives it a nice, clean look. You can also choose to do black or white. In this case, let's go ahead and do mirror. And then we choose our picture. And the beauty here is that we don't have to go ahead and upload anything else. We don't have to export anything else. We just go ahead and click on Printique Galleries. We go here to our Mylio Photos folder, and there's the image we just uploaded, which is brilliant. From here, we can go ahead and make some additions and changes here. You can change the orientation. You can rotate it. We can convert it to black and white if you choose. If you want to zoom in on it, you can go ahead and zoom in. I don't need to do that in this instance. Color correction. This is a big question that a lot of people get when they print. If you have a color calibrated workflow and you're taking, let's say, a raw image through something like Adobe Camera Raw, you're doing your own processing, your own styling, I would leave color correction off. If you are just taking a picture off of your phone and you're not sure if it quite looks its best and maybe you're not big on editing yourself, go ahead and check that box. It's going to do a nice little auto improvement on that picture before it prints. So let's go ahead and take a look. This quality here, this is based on the number of pixels you're sending them and the size that you're printing. So it's saying it's going to be an excellent quality print because it's already a pretty big file. So we can go ahead and say save and complete later, or we can go ahead and add that to our cart and then it's ready to go. And go ahead from that point, you can check out, purchase, and get those things shipped to you. I do encourage you, if you're wanting to do this for Christmas and holiday gifts, to go ahead and get those orders in sooner rather than later. You still have a little bit of time, but don't wait on this too long, because the closer we get to the holidays, the tighter those shipping deadlines are going to be. So that's how easy it is to make wall art with Mylio and Printique. Tons and tons of fun. So I want to, from here, go ahead and open up the floor for any questions, and then we'll jump into the giveaway. So let's see, we've got a few things that were commented here in the chat. Thank you, Lori, for posting so many helpful links. Go ahead and get this here off of the screen. One moment. And my mouse just froze. That's interesting. 1 second. All right. And it just popped back up. 1 second. Sorry, guys. Okay. I'm going to have to just do this over here this way. All right. I think my mouse might need to be charged. Let's go here. So a question here, oh, that was an old one. That's from the last session. Let's go ahead and scroll. All right, Darren made some comments about the metal and glass. They've got some great options. I really wish we could ship to you in New Zealand, Darren. That would be better. Marjorie's asking, what is a mirror frame? So that means, I think you're asking about using the canvas when you mirror the edges. So let me pull my canvas piece back out here. Give me just a second. Jump to that view here. So you'll notice here in my picture, actually here, the top is going to be easier. So the way I have it mirrored, you'll see that it kind of folds up and the picture, it mirrored the image around the edge. So it took what was ever here at the edge, copied it, and made like another mirrored portion that goes around it. So that's what the mirroring is. So you can see it just kind of somewhat artificially, but you're not really looking at the edges. It just keeps it from looking distracting. And I think it turns out really pretty nice. So that's what the mirrored edge is. All right. Any other questions today? Thank you everyone for joining us today. This has been a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it and that you got something out of it, got some ideas for some holiday gifts that you can make. Make sure you join us tomorrow to learn more about doing that family recipe book. I think this is the project that I'm most excited about and have probably put the most work in on myself, tracking down those old recipes and getting them in a format that I think is going to look really cool in a book. So hopefully you'll join me for that. You'll get to peek into some of my own family's secret recipes. It'll be a lot of fun. With that, I want to wish you guys a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye, everyone.